welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron. Welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to discuss Everton's most recent Premier League victory against Brighton and Hove Albion. Obviously Everton 3-1 winners at Goodison Park at the weekend in what for me was an absolutely fantastic team performance, a fantastic game to watch. Marco Silva hailed it as our best performance this season, and I think he was right. From minute one to the final whistle, we were attacking, we were assertive, we were counter-attacking fantastically, and we always looked like the team that were going to win that game. And we were coming into the game and we were saying, okay, we're coming off the back of a defeat to Manchester United, can we pick ourselves up and, get a victory against a team that had won their last 3 games by 1-0 and had been really defensively strong. And we managed to do that. At the end of the day, we were absolutely fantastic at the weekend, and, even though they scored, obviously, it seems a little bit strange saying, but we just always looked like the team that were going to win, and we had chances upon chances upon chances, and I know we managed to put 3 goals past them, but for me, we could have put about 5 or 6 past them. Obviously we'll talk about them chances in a little bit more detail later on, but obviously Garner Gay has the opportunity that hits the post, that then results in Theo Walcott's chance. Gylfi Sigurdsson had a couple in the first half as well. Lucas Dean should have a penalty as well after watching that back. So a fantastic team performance by Marco Silva's men, and it's absolutely wonderful to see. We're also going to talk about the fixture on Tuesday night, Everton versus Gor Mahia in the Sports Pisa Cup. Now this is a first team fixture. I know it's a friendly and it's not a competitive fixture, but it's a first team fixture, and it's a brilliant opportunity for people to get the chance to see the likes of Yerry Mina in action, who I'm sure will play, Ademola Lookman as well, I'm sure will feature. The tickets are really cheap, and it's a fantastic opportunity to see them players feature. I'll be there myself, obviously, because it is a first team fixture. We're going to be adding the preview onto the end of this video. We're then going to be adding the review onto the start of the preview for Chelsea, if that makes any sense, because like I said, it's a first team fixture and it's important that we cover these types of games, because a lot can happen in them, let's be honest. Touch wood, it doesn't happen, and I hope I don't jinx myself here, but we could go out and play Gor Mahia on Tuesday night, and Ademola Lookman or Mina or somebody pick up an injury, and then people are wondering why they aren't involved in the match day squad for the next coming week. So it's important that obviously we cover this game, and don't you worry, we'll have it covered here on the Mighty Blues. So before we talk about that game, we're going to discuss the amazing victory against Brighton and Hove Albion at home. Like I said, it looked, when you were at the game, when you were watching the game, and I don't know if you watched it again on Match of the Day, it looked like we were playing a really poor Brighton team that, we're just going to get walked over by any team. But in reality, we were playing a team that had, like I say, won the last 3 games by 1-0, very defensively strong and very, tight at the back, and we managed to exploit that through fantastic counter-attacking football and through one very magical Brazilian guy that plays up front, that some people don't think can play up front, but for me proved in that game that he really can play up front. So we'll start off by looking at Marco Silva's starting 11. Marco Silva fielded the same starting 11 as the one that he did against Manchester United the week before at Old Trafford. Obviously, they were defeated by 2-1 at Old Trafford. It was the exact same starting 11 that also beat Crystal Palace 2-0 at Goodison Park the week before that. For me, it wasn't the starting 11 that I thought Marco Silva would originally pick. I'm not going to lie, I did think that Yerry Mina would come in just for the experience factor. Obviously, we know he will play against Chelsea because he has to play, because Kurt Zouma's out. And he will probably play against Gor Mahia on Tuesday, tomorrow night, in the friendly. But I did think Yerry Mina would come in just for that, little bit of experience against a weaker side than Chelsea are, let's be honest, in a home fixture at Goodison Park, rather than just throwing him in the deep end against Chelsea. But he didn't. Marco Silva kept with the same starting 11, and I was thinking before, it probably wasn't the starting 11 that a lot of us picked before the game, predicted, and it was one of them where it's getting to a point now where every time you see the starting 11 announced, you're sort of sitting back going, okay, it wasn't what I expected, but I can understand it, and fair enough, I've got no qualms. And I had no qualms about it. I had no issues with it. I had no issues with Walcott getting another chance. I had no issues with obviously Zouma and Keane, and I think that's testament to how well Marco Silva has done, in that he's gained that trust from Evertonians, because that's what it is. It's a trust element. It's a trust element that when the manager releases the team an hour before kick-off, even if it's not the team that you thought it would be, even if there's a certain player in there that, you know, you didn't want to see, or there's a player in there that you did want to see that's not started, we can still sort of sit back and go, okay, we trust the manager and we know that he knows this is the best team for this game, and this is a team that's going to go and get a result against whoever we're playing. And, you know, I think that's a massive thing, and that's something that as Evertonians, you know, we didn't have under Ronald Koeman. We didn't even really have under Roberto Martinez for the, you know, his second season and beyond. You'd see teams and you'd go, what's the manager doing? Why is he picking them players? But now you're seeing teams and you're going, okay, I wouldn't necessarily have put Zoom in, I'd maybe give Mina a go, but, you know, you trust the manager, and fair enough, it's a good enough team, and it was today, and it was a fantastic performance. And for me, Kurt Zouma's gone out on a real strength there. Obviously he's not going to feature against Chelsea because it's his parent club and he is only on loan, but for me, he has set the bar here. Yerry Mina has to come in, and I know we've seen him for a couple of minutes against Brighton and whatever, and you know, he didn't have much of the ball, and we'll sort of disregard that because it was just a brief spell, and I think it was just to, you know, get the fans sort of cheering because of he is going to play against Chelsea. But Kurt Zouma has set that level now, and Yerry Mina really does have to come and smash it out the park in that game against Chelsea, you know, to really make his mark and to, you know, to write his name on the team sheet, if you like, because Michael Keane and Kurt Zouma this season have been absolutely fantastic, and again against Brighton at the weekend they were absolutely brilliant. So there's a couple of players I want to mention. Obviously we've got Richarlison, Andre Gomez, Kurt Zouma, like I mentioned there, we were absolutely fantastic. For me, every single player in a blue shirt was a contender for man of the match, and I actually believe that. You know, maybe Bernard had struggled a little bit, but for me, every single player in an Everton shirt was a contender for man of the match. I thought we were all fantastic. They all played absolutely brilliantly. But three players I want to talk about, and I'll talk about them in a little bit more detail later on, but specifically Idrissa Gana Gueye, who I thought was absolutely fantastic, Theo Walcott, who I thought was much improved, and Seamus Coleman, who obviously we know what happened. We'll talk about the goal celebration as well. But for me, Gana Gueye has had a season this season where he's struggled in a couple of games, I think, and you know, he hasn't been able to play the right passes. He hasn't even been able to play easy passes. He has struggled, and he's had a lot of pressure on him by fans saying, you know, he's not as good as he was, or who's this Gana Gueye? He wasn't the player that we seen last season. And I think his performance is a testament to Andre Gomez playing next to him. Andre Gomez is a midfielder that likes to have the ball, likes to drive the ball forward, likes to take control of games and grab games by the scuff of the neck and say, you know what, I'm going to dictate this game. When Idrissa Gana Gueye was playing next to Morgan Schneiderlin, who is also a very defensive midfield player, a player that's defensively minded, not very attacking minded, I think he struggled because he, you know, Listen, let's be honest, Idrissa Gana Gueye isn't the type of player that's going to run beyond, you know, the opposition's defence and, you know, put the ball in the back of the net. He's not that type of midfield player. He's a midfield player that'll pick the ball up, do the dirty work and give it to somebody else who can do that. And I think Andre Gomez is that player that can do that, and he only sort of he only benefits Idrissa Gana Gueye being next to him, and I think Gana Gueye was absolutely fantastic. Definitely a contender for man of the match at the weekend. Theo Walcott, again, like I said, a much better performance by Theo Walcott this week. You know, we've seen Theo struggling confidence-wise. He hasn't been able to put the ball in the back of the net. He hasn't been able to, you know, get his passes right, make them moves. But today, for me, he only really had one clear chance. And if you've watched Bernard this season for Everton, you'll know that he likes to fizz the ball in at quite some pace. So I don't think we should look too far into the fact that Theo didn't get that opportunity, you know, put the ball in the back of the net with that opportunity with the cross from Bernard. But for me, his passing was a lot better. His running behind men was a lot better. His crossing was a lot better. His awareness of where he was a lot better today, and I think it was the right decision to go with him. And I think that was sort of testament to the fact that a lot of our attack at the weekend against Brighton come down that right hand side. It come from Seamus Coleman, it come from Theo Walcott, and I think the pair of them were fantastic. Like I said, we'll go on in a little while to talk about Seamus Coleman's goal celebration, but again, very similar situation for me. Seamus Coleman has struggled this season. Obviously he struggled since coming back from the injury, but he was fantastic, I think, for me. And you know, I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, he wasn't that good, he was okay, but for me, he didn't do anything wrong, and he scored the goal at the end of the day. And I think, you know, he played a lot better than we've seen him play, and that's only a positive. So the game kicks off and Everton are looking the better team from the first whistle. We were constantly attacking, constantly pressuring. We've seen opportunities. Gylfi Sigurdsson had a couple, one after each other. He had a chance where he just doesn't get the right connection on the ball and he scuffed the shot a little bit. And then he has a chance where he doesn't actually reach the ball at all. He slides in and he's unfortunate not to get any contact on the ball at all. We then seen attacking, pressing play for the majority of the first sort of 20 20 minutes. It was fantastic to see, and it was very clear that it was only a matter of time before we got that opening goal. Like I say, Gylfi has another opportunity. The ball comes across the box, and it's you know, he gets a touch on it this time, and I think a lot of fans thought it went in, but it doesn't. It just scrapes past the post, and you're sitting in your seat and you're thinking, is this going to be another one of them games where we get beat 1-0, or we end up only drawing 1-1, and you look back at these opportunities and you're thinking, probably should have put them in the back of the net, but it wasn't. It really wasn't. We just carried on, and we just looked dominant and dominant and dominant. Obviously, the first goal comes. I just want to say, before we talk about the finish by Richarlison, before we talk about the final ball by Gylfi Sigurdsson, the defensive header by Kurt Zouma. Now, I don't know whether Kurt Zouma knows Sigurdsson was behind him. I don't know whether he just heads it and, you know, with the idea of, let me just get something on it so it's away from the 6-yard box, the penalty area. But the header, I don't know if you've seen it again, he jumps up and he heads it back and it loops over. I think it's 2 or 3 Brighton players, and it's straight onto Gylfi Sigurdsson, and it's a fantastic defensive header regardless. But for me, you know, brilliant play by Kurt Zouma, and I tweeted out today that I don't think Gylfi Sigurdsson gets as much credit as he should do for this goal. You know, of course the finish is a world-class finish by Richarlison, and the final pass is brilliant as well, but I don't think people took as much notice as actually the start of the goal. You know, he like I say, he got the ball near our box and he heads it, he controls it with his head, and then he runs and he runs and he runs, and it's a quick give and go with Bernard, and then he gets the ball back. He does well to get a touch on it when it comes back from Bernard, because the ball is a little bit in front of him, and then he plays a fantastically weighted pass through to Richarlison, and Richarlison scores a goal. And I think a lot of Evertonians will be sitting there going, you know what, lad, you might have just proved you're a striker, because for me, that is a goal that the highest level strikers score. It's you know, he doesn't have a second to think about where the ball is. He knows what he's going to do before he gets it. He makes that dart and run, and he doesn't take a touch. It's just straight at the keeper, and Matt Ryan doesn't know where the ball is. Before he can see the ball, it's in the back of the net, and Richarlison's doing the pigeon dance in front of the park end. For me, an absolutely fantastic goal, and that's why I put him up there as the key player for today. I think not just his goals, which I think were both brilliant, I think his overall play today, Richarlison, every time he got the ball, he was running forward. He spent the majority of the game getting kicked up in the air by Brighton players, with referees not giving any decision. He got up and he carried on and he carried on and he carried on, and I think that's a testament with the last goal, which we'll talk about in a little while as well. But for me, Richarlison was the key player today. I think he was just absolutely fantastic from the first minute, and yeah, just brilliant, the type of player that you need to see at Everton. And I think he has definitely just proved that he can play that striker role. If it's not for his first goal, which is a real poacher's finish, I think his work rate and his, you know, how he got in behind the players, and how he, you know, even the last goal, how he takes it past Duffy, and it's a real striker's finish, and it's the kind of goals that you look at your striker for, the kind of goals that you're looking and you're thinking, okay, you know, where's the striker in this situation? And he was there, and it was absolutely fantastic. So obviously the first half goes on, Everton still looking the better team, looking like we're going to score another goal. Everything's looking breezy, everything's looking easy, it's all nice. Brighton then get a corner kick. Basically, the corner kick's taken short, a ball comes in, I've watched it again, Adissa Garnegay loses his man, is it loses his man because it's this zonal marking thing, isn't it? Does Garnegay lose his man, or does the man just fade out of Garnegay's box and he doesn't then slack him because it's the zonal marking? Kurt Zouma can't get up quick enough, and Dunk puts the ball in the back of the net. To be fair, Dunk is about 25 foot, so in the air he's not going to be easy to beat, but all of a sudden, it's half time, we're going in, it's 1-1, and you're thinking, we've absolutely dominated this game. Gylfi's had a few chances, obviously we've scored the goal, we've had many chances after the goal as well, and somehow we've gone into this game level. Definitely undeserved by Brighton, but it was still a game where you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, we're coming in level, but we're going to win this game, because we are the better team and we are creating the chances, and we're going to win this game. Obviously the second half starts, Everton come out strong again. Adissa Garnegay has that chance, brilliant touch by him, and it's a fantastic effort. Comes off the post, of course, and then it's fizzed back in at some pace by Bernard, and Walcott just can't get the right contact on it. At that moment, I think you were thinking, right, this is going to happen here. It's only a matter of time before we put the ball in the back of the net and we get the second. Couple of minutes later, Seamus Coleman gets the ball and he thunderbolts it into the back of the net. Absolutely fantastic finish by Seamus Coleman. And for me, the celebration, there's been a lot of talk about the celebration, you know, was it arrogant, was it aimed at the fans? For me, the celebration was testament to the actual goal, to the strike, because Theo Walcott a couple of games ago would have had the ball on the edge of the box, and there's no chance he'd have put his foot through it. There's no chance he'd have hit it. He'd have looked everywhere else for a pass, and he'd have thought, you know, what do we do with this ball? This moment in the Brighton game, he's got that ball on the edge of the box, and he's thought, F this, I'm just going to put my foot through it, and I'm going to give all me out. Whether he's seen the tweets, whether he's seen the, you know, reports about, is he good enough, is he finished, blah blah blah, I don't know. You know, Seamus Coleman is known for his passionate celebrations. I remember he scored a goal against Swansea a few years ago, and he volleyed the avatars and boards near the pitch for absolutely no reason. He just volleyed them. So he's always been known for his passionate celebrating, and you know, we know he's Everton through and through. He loves this football club, and he loves to score goals. But whether he has been seeing the criticism or not, I think it was definitely testament to the fact that he got that ball and he thought, you know what, I'm just putting my foot through it, and he did, and it went in. It was a fantastic goal. I've got no issues with the celebration at all, to be honest. I've got no issues with Seamus Coleman saying, you know, listen up, I've still got it, I'm still capable, I'm still good enough, look at the finishing, look at the way I've played today, you know, I'm not finished by a stretch of the imagination. I'm more than happy for him to do that. I'm more than happy for fans to call him out on poor performances, because, let's be honest, he hasn't been good enough this season, and he has been performing poorly other than the game against Brighton. So I'm happy with the celebration. Do that every week, Seamus. If you can come into the game with that anger and that fire in your stomach, and you're going to put your foot through the ball, you know, in game, we know what he can do, we know how capable he is, we know he's got the, you know, the ability to put a ball in the back of the net. If you do that every game and then you're going to celebrate like that, do it. It's passion, it's fantastic. It shows that he's got the fire in his heart, and he's got the passion to score goals for Everton, and that's why for me it's the key moment of the game against Brighton, because it just epitomised everything that we know Seamus Coleman to be. He may have seen the critics and what, he may have, you know, put his foot through the ball because he's thought, you know what, I'm gonna prove to everyone I'm not finished, and that's absolutely fantastic. The celebration, I loved it. It's brilliant. You know, he's saying, if it is, he's saying to the fans, I've still got it, stop talking. Fair enough. He's proved us wrong, you know, and not me. I obviously said that I still think Seamus Coleman has got a lot to give Everton, and I think it's very premature by saying he's finished. But there were a lot of fans saying, you know, he's done for now. And although I still do think we need a right back in January, I don't think that's necessarily a right back that's going to come in and Seamus is going to be faded out the team. I think it's just a right back that we should bring in to mould for when Seamus, you know, hasn't got the legs anymore. But for me, the goal was a fantastic finish, and I've got absolutely no issue with the celebration. It shows his passion, it shows his enthusiasm, and it's fantastic to see for me. So we then go on, and all of a sudden Everton take the lead again. It's 2-1, and it's looking comfortable. We're looking even more comfortable. We're creating more chances, and then all of a sudden a poor pass from Brighton. In fact, you know what I'm going to do for this goal? I'm going to quote Sky Sports News: a mistake by Brighton leads to an easy finish by Richarlison. Bollocks, mate. Absolutely baloney. This goal by Richarlison doesn't get enough credit as it deserves. It probably does with Evertonians, because, you know, we actually know about football and we can sit there and go, you know what, that was a fantastic goal. But I watched it on Sky, and that's what they said. They said it was a clear mistake by Brighton and it turned into an easy finish by Richarlison. The only thing they praised was the knock past Duffy, and for me, that's absolutely baloney. Okay, I think it's Dunk, give the ball away, but it's not a pass straight to Richarlison, is it? It's not an easy pass. It's a pass to Duffy, and if Richarlison was a little bit lazy and a little bit lackadaisical and didn't see it, it'd have got to Duffy no problem, and there wouldn't have been an issue. The fact is Richarlison has thought ahead of the play and gone, hang on, he might pass this ball that way, so I'm going to make that run, and if he does, I'm going to intercept it, and that's exactly what he done, and it's fantastic playing. It's again, you know, a moment where Richarlison has proved that he can play up front, he can play as a striker. It's absolutely fantastic. He intercepts that ball, he gets on the end of it with his pace, he knocks it past Duffy. Duffy's always going to be beaten because he's turning. He then waltzes past the keeper like it's no business, and he slots in the back of the net. And for me, it was a fantastic goal. The pick of the bunch. I think the first goal was world-class play from a counter-attack that, you know, we're getting used to seeing as Evertonians, counter-attack in football like that, and that's a little bit strange to say, but it was a fantastic counter-attack, and, you know, a brilliant goal. But for me, this was the pick of the bunch. It was just a brilliant interception. He waltzed around the keeper like he wasn't even there, and he puts the ball in the back of the net, and again has proven that's what top class strikers do. They see the opportunity, they see that the defender may pass the ball there and he mightn't put as much oomph on it because, you know, if he puts enough ump on it and Duffy doesn't control it properly, it comes off him and there's pressure, so he may just slide it across. I'm going to nip in there, I'm going to knock it past him, and I'm going to put the ball in the back of the net. And that's what he's done. It's an absolutely fantastic goal, and it's a performance by Richarlison that I think he needed personally. He needed the performance where he put the ball in the back of the net, and he needs the performance where, fans were saying, you know what, you are absolutely quality. And I know we do every game because he is, let's be honest, he is quality. But, the game against Crystal Palace, he wasn't too involved. The game against Manchester United, he wasn't too involved. Obviously, I know he won the penalty, but other than that, and the fans were starting to say, Richarlison can't play up front, put him back on the left, he can't play up front. And for me, I think he can play up front. I'm not saying, look, he's an out-and-out striker, that's the situation, you play him up front every game. I understand people saying, he's better on the left and he's not necessarily as useful up front in that number 9 as he is on the left. But I think people saying he can't play up front is wrong. I think today, against Brighton, I still keep thinking it's today, against Brighton at the weekend, he proved that he can play that number 9, and the finishes proved they were deadly finishes that the best strikers in the world will consider good goals for them, and for me it was a fantastic goal. So overall, I think the game was an absolutely fantastic performance by the Blues. Obviously back winning ways. Marco Silva gets another victory on the board. We can disregard the Manchester United game because we were unlucky. There's a poor refereeing decision in it. Like I say, I don't particularly think the referee was fantastic in this game either. We should have had the penalty. Lucas Dean gets hacked down in the box, and if it wasn't for the touch that bounces off his leg, that makes it look like the defender gets a touch. It's a penalty kick, and I think once VAR comes in, that's cleared up. We had other chances to, put the ball in the back of the net, and like I say, it could have easily been sort of 5 goals in that game, and I think it was just a fantastic team performance. Every player was brilliant. Andre Gomez, another fantastic performance by him. I really do hope we can sign him on a permanent because he is a class footballer, let's be honest. Garnagay, brilliant performance, much improved to anything we've seen so far this season. Same with Walcott, same with Coleman. Richarlison, another brilliant performance by him as well. Obviously, Yerry Mina coming on for a little brief spell there. Didn't do much, did he? Let's be honest, he was on for all of 5 minutes. He touched the ball a couple of times, and one thing's for certain, he's a big, massive brute. He's a massive player, and I can't wait to see him play on Tuesday night against Gor Mahia. So that's a nice little transition. We'll go into talk about that game now, just before we end the video. I'll put up there now my predicted starting 11 for this game. I have gone with a completely different starting 11, purely because we play a massive game against Chelsea at the weekend, away from home, a game that I think will be a tough game, title contenders, let's be honest, but a game that I think we can definitely go and we can definitely get a result if we play this attacking style of football that we are playing recently. So for my predicted starting 11 for the Gor Mahia game, I've gone for Martin Stecklenburg in goal, Leighton Baines at left back, John Joe Kenny coming in at right back, obviously providing he is fit. I do think he will be. I've gone for Yerry Mina at centre half, which is fantastic. Hopefully we get the chance to see Yerry Mina in action for the brief, for a long period of time and not a brief spell. I've gone for Mason Holgate partnering him. I've gone for Morgan Schneiderlin and Tom Davis in the centre of midfield. Ademola Lookman, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Kieran Dowell behind Umar Niasse as the striker. I've left Cenk Tosun out because I think Cenk Tosun may be involved heavily against Chelsea at the weekend. I do think that if he doesn't start, he'll probably come off the bench as an impact sub. So that is my predicted starting 11. It should be a good game. Get yourself down to Goodison Park. It'll be a fantastic opportunity to see some of the first team in action. Hopefully we get to see the likes of Yerry Mina, Ademola Lookman, and we get the opportunity to see what them guys have got to offer us for this season. So that is it for this video. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of the victory against Brighton? What did you think of Richarlison's performance? Do you think that his position now should be a striker? Do you think he's proved that he can play there? Do you think it would still be a little bit more beneficial to play him on the left and maybe bring a Tosun in or sign a striker in January, which I think will happen anyway, but nevertheless, it's worth a comment. Let me know your thoughts on Seamus Coleman's celebration as well. Were you a little bit annoyed with it, or like me, were you just absolutely fine with it and happy to let Seamus Coleman express his anger through celebrations, because that means he scored goals, which that means Everton are doing well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Like I said, if you have enjoyed, please do leave a like. I'll be uploading another FIFA episode on Wednesday for you, and then like I said, the review to the Gormahia game and the preview to the Chelsea game on Friday as well. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. I've said that way too many times. I do apologise, and I'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.